February 1st, 1959. It was supposed to be just another ordinary day for 9 young, ambitious hikers from the Ural Polytechnical Institute. Igor Dyatlov and his group were in high spirits as they made their way through the vast, frozen wilderness of the Ural Mountains. They had been trekking for days. They laughed together, took photographs, sang songs, and joked with each other while slowly climbing the slope of Kholat Syakhl, a mountain whose name, in the language of the local Mansi people, means Mountain of the Dead. Zinaida Kolmogorova was singing softly, her voice carried by the icy wind. Lyudmila Dubinina was teasing the boys with her sharp humor. Igor Dyatlov, the calm and respected leader, was carefully studying the map and planning tomorrow's route. The others, Rustem, Yuri Doroshenko, Alexander Kolovatov, Nikolai, and the more experienced Semyon Zolotaryov, walked with confidence. Everything felt right. The adventure they had dreamed of was unfolding perfectly. By evening, they reached an exposed ridge and found a suitable spot to camp. They pitched their tent with care, cooked a hot meal over the stove, and crawled into their sleeping bags, tired but content. The wind howled outside, but inside the tent they felt safe. Everything was peaceful. Everything was normal. Then sometime after midnight, in the pitch-black darkness, everything changed. Without warning, something triggered overwhelming terror in all 9 of them. In complete panic, they didn't even stop to put on their boots or jackets. Using knives, they slashed their only shelter open from the inside and ran screaming into the deadly minus 30 degrees Celsius Siberian night. Barefoot, half naked, into the freezing darkness and merciless wind. When the search and rescue teams finally reached the remote location weeks later, on February 7th, what they discovered was truly nightmarish. The tent was still standing, torn open from the inside. Inside, all their supplies, food, money, and equipment were neatly arranged, as if the hikers had left in absolute terror and never intended to return. The footprints in the snow told a horrifying story. The group had first walked away from the tent in an orderly single-file line. Then suddenly, the footprints showed they had started running in blind panic. The tracks continued for more than 1.5 kilometers down the slope before they mysteriously stopped. The bodies were found in even worse condition. Some were discovered frozen to death, wearing only their underwear. Others had catastrophic injuries, crushed skulls, broken ribs, and massive internal damage that looked like the result of a tremendous force. Lyudmila Dubinina was missing her tongue and eyes. Some of the victims' skin had an unnatural orange-brown color. Traces of radiation were found on certain pieces of clothing. Several hikers' hair had turned silver gray in just a matter of weeks. Yuri Yudin, the only survivor who had turned back earlier because of illness, never accepted the official explanations. Until his death in 2013, he firmly believed that his friends had encountered something far more sinister, most likely a secret Soviet military test. Over the decades, many theories have been suggested. A rare slab avalanche, powerful infrasound waves created by the mountain wind that can cause uncontrollable panic and hallucinations, secret weapons testing, mysterious glowing orange spheres seen in the sky that same night, and even darker, more disturbing explanations that go beyond science. The official Soviet conclusion was as brief as it was chilling: an unknown compelling force. 9 young, full-of-life people set out for what should have been one of the greatest adventures of their lives. Strong, prepared, and full of dreams. Instead, they met a terrifying fate on the mountain of the dead. Only silence returned from that frozen slope. Whatever they saw or heard that night in the freezing darkness, it was terrifying enough to make them abandon their only shelter and choose certain death by freezing over staying inside the tent. And whatever it was, many believe it is still waiting there. Tell me, what do you think really happened on Dyatlov Pass that night? Was it something that can be explained by science? Or was it something far more terrifying? Drop your theory in the comments below. I read every single one. And if you want to dive deeper into history's darkest and most disturbing unsolved mysteries, subscribe to Revela History and turn on notifications, because some stories refuse to stay buried.